You can actually go on Amazon and buy a MacBook Pro, all right, for example, using the Amazon credit card. And you can get a better deal than buying a MacBook Pro, for example, from Apple using the Apple Card. Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here, and recently with the Apple Credit Card kind of semi-launching, they've launched it to a group of people who have signed up a few months ago, and so a portion of them have been offered the card. It'll be coming out for real this summer, but with that happening, that kind of semi-launch of the Apple Credit Card, many people have been messaging me, asking me if I'm going to be getting the Apple Credit Card, etc. A lot of these people look different to my normal viewers, so I think this card is creating a buzz outside of the sort of sphere of credit card points and miles hobbyists, etc. But anyway, a lot of people are asking me if I am going to be getting it. The answer is no, I will not be getting the Apple Credit Card, and in this video we are going to be looking at why. So let's go through some of the key points of this card. And just sort of break it down, talk about it. I'll talk about some things that are good about it, some things not so good, and I'll tell you why I'm not getting it. So let's go. First of all, Apple says, created by Apple, not a bank. Well, Apple, don't forget, you worked with Goldman Sachs to create this card. That is a bank last time I checked, okay? Now, maybe they mean, most of the design was sort of like spearheaded and done by Apple. I guess, that's probably true, but they still need to cooperate with Goldman Sachs as to, what can be done, what can be profitable, etc. So I think it's a little bit of a stupid thing to say, to be honest, when Goldman Sachs' logo is even on the back of the card. So, whatever. But I guess what they mean is that, it's Apple design. Apple has been pushing for the features and, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, whatever. Next, we have the power of iPhone in a credit card. Now, this is cool. I mean, they've integrated very well with the features of the iPhone, okay? So they've got like, it integrated into the app, working with the Apple Cash Card, so your cash back that you get paid from the spending on the card gets paid into your Apple Cash account, etc. Very, very cool. But the thing is, a lot of other issuers have created apps that have worked really well with iPhones and other smartphones, okay? So for example, the American Express app, literally it sends me a push notification anytime my card is used. So if I'm in a store, I pay with my card and then bing, oh, a notification, $13.99 at whatever store, or I'm filling up with gas, all right, and I'll get a push notification, right? It'll even tell me how much pre-authorization, if there's a pre-authorization. So, if I'm just walking down the street and then suddenly bing, I get a push notification, someone's used my card somewhere, I know it's probably fraudulent. So other companies have worked really well in harnessing the power of the iPhone and other smartphones. So it's something cool by Apple, but it's by no means unique. We're going to look at a few other aspects of this. So logos of the merchants that you go to will appear on your statement on the screen and also the position on the map. Now, I'm sure this will be the case with large merchants, okay, like Starbucks, McDonald's, etc., all the big ones. But I'm wondering, and I could be wrong, maybe Apple will do really well with this, but I'm wondering whether some small obscure mom and pop store is really going to have their logo as a graphic on the statement and their exact address, etc. It probably won't happen with certain obscure stores, right? Or what about utility companies that are monopolies anyway and really don't give a crap about their customers because they're going to get the business anyway? Oftentimes my utility shows up just as like some sort of code on my statement, and I have to really scratch my head to think what this charge is, right? And then I found, oh, okay, it's the electricity bill. So, certain merchants, I don't think it's going to be as easy to get their logo on here. But hey, I could be wrong. Maybe Apple will do a really good job with it. I mean, they are pulling, for restaurants and stuff, they are pulling an image from Yelp. So that's, that's probably pretty easy to do. But you never know. With some companies, it might be difficult to get like graphics and stuff on there. Next, track spending through the app. So Apple color codes different, different merchant codes, different areas of spending like restaurants, merchandise, grocery, whatever. And it color codes it so you can easily see it. Again, useful, but not something unique, okay? And they're talking about it as if it's a really unique thing. It's not. You have a look at my American Express statement, you can see there's a sort of pie chart there with the that section is restaurants, this other section is merchandise or something like that, some other, other category of spending. So other credit cards do categorize your spending, and they even use colors to categorize them, okay? And if you want a much more in-depth picture of your, financial life with, charts and budgets and everything, it's really good. You can use mint.com, okay? It's really, really good service. I use them. They're very, very good, okay? Much more detailed than you're gonna get from something like the Apple credit card or any other app. Next, daily cash, no points, no gimmicks. So this is talking about the fact that the cashback you earn on the card is paid to you daily. Okay, very, very good, but it's just cashback. It's not points, and Apple kind of seems to think points are gimmicky, okay? I prefer points, okay? Give me points, give me air miles, give me hotel points. Don't give me cashback because it's worth much more, The value of 1 cent of cashback is, well, 1 cent. The value of 1 point could be 2, 3, 4 cents, depending on how you use it, okay? If you use it to book business and first class, you can be getting a lot of value out of points, okay? It's just that you need the time to research it. So I think for some people, yeah, this is gonna be fine. Some people just prefer cashback. They don't want to go and research how to use points. They find them hard to use. But for me, a credit card points and miles hobbyist, I definitely want points over cashback, okay? Cash, I get from my job. Points I use to travel, okay? Two different things. But now let's look at the amounts of cashback you earn, because this is the real big problem I have with this card. So the Apple Card earns 3% back on Apple purchases, okay? So whether that's computers or subscriptions with Apple Music or whatever, 3% back, all right? The next category is 2% back on Apple Pay transactions. So no matter where you use the card, as long as it's Apple Pay, you're gonna get 2%, all right? And then the last category is 1% on physical card transactions, okay? So, okay, that sounds cool. But let's have a look. First of all, the 3% back, okay? You can get 3% back at the Apple Store anyway, using, say, a card like the Alliant Visa Signature Card. First year, it's 3% cash back on everything. Even after that, the next year, it's 2.5% on everything, so it's not that much less. So there are ways to get 3%. And this 3% is actually beaten by the Amazon credit card, the Amazon Prime card from Chase, which gets 5% back on Amazon purchases, okay? And I did a little bit of research and I discovered something that you can actually go on Amazon and buy a MacBook Pro, all right, for example, using the Amazon credit card. And you can get a better deal than buying a MacBook Pro, for example, from Apple using the Apple card. What the hell? It's a better deal on Amazon. Have a look at this. So this is the exact same computer, okay, I believe. So MacBook Pro, 13-inch, 1.4 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 gigabytes solid state drive. So in the Apple Store online, it's $1,499 with 3% back. On Amazon, it's $1,399, so $100 cheaper, and it's 5% back with the Amazon card. Isn't that crazy? So some people might not feel that secure buying electronics on Amazon. They might feel they get more security buying it directly from Apple. Not the case. I mean, I recently spent about $550 buying skis on Amazon. They have a great returns policy. I found a very tiny defect on the surface of my skis. It was really just in the paint job, or like the printing of the logo. I guess it's not paint, it's like ink or something, but the printing of the design, there were some areas where it kind of was out of alignment, didn't look good. Kind of like, when you have like a comic book or something and the colors are like overlapping, they're not printed properly. So I just sent it back and I got a full refund, and then I went and bought this exact same ski from another Amazon seller, and they were actually selling them for $30 cheaper. So I got an even cheaper deal, and the printing was fine the second time I bought them. So, the refund policy on Amazon is good. You can have peace of mind buying things from there, and you're getting a better deal. So that's just crazy for me. I really think that Apple should have gone for 5% back on, Apple Store purchases, or they could have given some other incentive like free Apple Care if you use the Apple credit card. That would be really a much bigger selling point, all right, than just 3% cashback. That's not really that valuable to me. Next, we have no fees. Now this is good, okay? No late fee if you pay late, no foreign transaction fee. But for me, I pay no fees anyway because I never pay late. All my cards have no foreign transaction fees, or at least the ones I'm gonna use overseas have no foreign transaction fees. There are some I have that I only use in the US. I do pay annual fees, but those are grossly offset by the amount of free 5-star business class travel I get from redeeming points, okay? So I really don't mind paying annual fees because I am getting a lot of free travel. Next, a new level of privacy and security. Okay, so they use Face ID, they use a Touch ID. There are no card numbers on the card. You have to kind of dig into the app to get them. So that all gives a better level of security, right? Well, I don't care about that because credit cards have 0% fraud liability anyway. So even if someone does steal my card number and make purchases, I'm not liable for it, okay? This is more of a selling point for the credit card company itself, all right? Having it more secure. It's better for the company because they perhaps don't have to pay so much in liability insurance or, settling claims or like this. For the card member, it actually doesn't really make much of a difference. Now, obviously, I do still keep my numbers secret. I'm not going to go flashing them around. But if I get a fraudulent charge on my card, sometimes it will just get blocked. For example, Mrs. Credit Shifu last week had a $900 fraudulent charge on her Amex Platinum at Six Flags, New Jersey. Someone used our card, and it's a little bit suspicious because we got the season ticket to Six Flags quite recently and went there a few times. So I'm suspecting it might even be one of their staff that did it because we used our card there. Maybe someone was running a scam. But anyway, someone tried to charge $900 on Amex and it was flagged as fraudulent and the charge didn't go through. So we didn't even have to, it didn't even go through, all right? And she's been issued a new card. Now, if you're talking about just saving a little bit of hassle of having to replace your card when there's a fraudulent charge, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess the Apple Card might have fraudulent charges less frequently because of no card numbers, but it's really not a big deal for the card member, okay? It's more of a cool thing for the bank. And lastly, you get a nice metal card. Now that is cool, okay? Titanium, very, very cool. Laser etched logo, etc. But it's not a selling point of whether to get the card or not, okay? It's really just something cool that comes with the card. So now, let's conclude. So I would say this is a good card, all right? It's a good offering, but it's good for more, people who are beginners, people who aren't really that into the credit card points miles game, or people who are just obsessed with the cult of Apple, all right? People who always stand in line for the latest iPhone, worship Steve Jobs, etc. People who just want to have everything Apple. They're gonna get this card no matter what, okay? Because they think it's cool. And if you are one of those people, hey, go get it, enjoy it, have a good time with the Apple Card. I hope you like it. Who this card isn't good for would be, like we said, people who are seriously into the credit card points and miles game. You will find better ways at saving on Apple products, like the Amazon way of just buying an Apple product on Amazon. Use the Amazon credit card to get 5% back instead of 3%. That's just one way of saving. Now, there may be some pros and cons to doing this, so don't just take that at face value. There may be some instances where it is better to buy from Apple, but we're just kind of giving an example. So not good for credit card points and miles, hobbyists, and potentially not the best option when buying Apple products, although you do want to look more deeply into that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please leave your comments about the Apple Card below, and because this is a cashback card, we will put some of our favorite cashback cards in the description below. Also, if you are more interested in collecting points and miles, I'll put a link to our credit card of the month. There's Chase Sapphire Preferred. It's a very good credit card and especially good for collecting points and miles, frequent flyer miles, etc. Flying business class for free, all that kind of stuff. So we'll put links to those below. As always, they are affiliate links, so if you want to see the advertiser disclosure, it's in the bottom of the description section. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Give this video a like, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.